Hey there, folks. Patrick here. We've got 3 weeks in the books for our Oakland Zoo at Home Ask Me Anything videos. And I gotta tell you, we are having a blast interacting with you all, hearing about your curiosities and doing our best to answer them. But now it's time for our awesome week 4 questions. So let's dive right in. Our first asker for today wishes to remain anonymous, which I completely respect. They asked the question, which animal has lived at the Oakland Zoo the longest? I do always appreciate getting to talk about individual specific animals that we care for, because their stories can be so fascinating. So to get back to the question, the longest residing individual animal at the Oakland Zoo is an American alligator. His name's Roosevelt, he's 57 years old, and he's lived at the zoo since we moved to our current Noland Park location. That predates the Oakland Athletics bringing Major League Baseball to the East Bay. Go A's! Oh man, I'm wearing the wrong colors. And this makes total sense. Gators as individuals and as a species are absolutely built for surviving over long periods of time. In fact, the gator body form is so effective that it's pretty much remained unaltered for millions of years. They have some of the most powerful jaws in the animal kingdom and easily replaceable teeth. They have bony deposits in their scales that act like armor. Their tail is loaded up with muscles, and they can grow up to 15 feet long. Basically, not much can mess with an American alligator, but they have lots of tools to mess with other things if they get bothered. Now, I do have to say that while Roosevelt is the longest residing animal at the Oakland Zoo, he's not the straight up oldest animal that lives with us. That title belongs to Old Officer Jones, the Aldabra tortoise. He's around 130. All right, time for question number 2. Nancy from Santa Barbara, California knows that some animals like butterflies go through a pretty extreme metamorphosis and wonders what other animals do that, if any. So before we get into that, I just want to lay the foundation that metamorphosis is a biological process by which an animal progresses through 2 or more distinct body forms before getting to their adult stage. We've already mentioned butterflies, so let's use that as our example. These animals start out their lives as teeny tiny eggs. Eventually, these eggs hatch into larvae. For butterflies, these larvae are known as caterpillars. From there, they go into their inert pupa form, called a chrysalis for butterflies. Finally, they emerge as a beautiful adult butterfly form. Many invertebrates go through metamorphosis, including crabs, sea anemones, sea stars, and bees, as well as some backboned animals too, like frogs and toads. Thirdly, for today, let's go to Mercer in Fairfax, Virginia. He asks, why do wolves howl? Well, Mercer, wolves are super social animals, which means that they really prefer to hang out in a group. For animals like this, having a way to communicate using sound is key. Now, the territories of these wolf groups, called packs, can be huge, up to thousands of square miles. And a howl is a long-distance call that can be heard for up to 10 miles away. So imagine if you're a wolf and you're wandering around hunting, and you want to be able to reconnect with your pack. Howling is the way to go. Now, scientists have noticed that wolves tend to howl more with others that they like, but howling can also be used to communicate with wolves that they don't. Basically, it's like telling a rival group nearby, hey, back up, this is our turf, you better stay away. Some cool new research even shows that wolves have their own distinct voices, like us, so others can tell exactly who is howling. Side note, wolves being so social is part of what helped early humans domesticate them thousands of years ago. And even though modern day domestic breeds don't look much like wolves, they can be excellent companions to humans, just as wolves are excellent companions to one another. And there are still breeds of dogs that will howl, like Malamutes and Huskies. It's about that time, everybody. That sad moment when we realize we have to call it quits, for this time anyway. But fear not, we will be back. Just keep sending in those questions like you have been, and we'll keep answering them. So until then, see you later.